Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spice and Wolf episode number 16 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we got to see a little bit more about or got to hear a little bit more about Yoitsu, and the information that Lawrence was able to get was from chronicler. I cannot remember her name, but this chronicler was like introduced in the previous episode. That one guy, I think his name was Batos or something like that, he brought Lawrence to her, and she gave like the story of Yoitsu, what it is like, and all the other stuff. She also talked about like the wolf the wolf deity that people worship over there, which is obviously, it's pretty obvious, it's Hollow. And like she gave more information about that. And yeah, while all of this was happening, Hollow was there alone, and Lawrence told that kid Amanti or something like that was his name to like take her out and like show her the town or something. And later on, like he comes back, they like Hollow and him has a conversation, and in the morning something happens. I think I don't know what happened, but like someone came in and told Lawrence about like something has happened, and he's like off running towards whatever's going to happen. So let's see what like happens in this episode. So yeah, let's get started. Episode number 16. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is the preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go. What's happening? What the hell? Oh no! Oh my... Wait, so... What? Oh my god. Yeah. Are you dumb? Where does this confidence come from? What's up with... I can just leave now. I'll be like, nah man, piss off. But obviously there's a lot of people here, you cannot... Yeah, that's very good. 1,000. What? Oh god, this went in a very... Like, obviously Hollow was like... Joke... I wouldn't call it a joke, but she was kind of... Not serious about that. As a cover story, she said that to him. Yeah, you're placing bets. Okay. Oh, bro. Oh, great. What is... Like, yeah, obviously, like, in that sense, if you think about it, like, I guess they've always talked about, like, oh, you're indebted to me, this and that, and Lawrence always used that as a way to, give, like, Hollow, like, a purpose. Like, I remember him saying the same thing, that, oh, you have a debt to me, so you better come back, that whole section, where he always used that as a way to, like, give Hollow, like, a, I don't know, like a purpose. Like, yeah, you have to come back. You have a debt on me. Obviously, he wasn't using it as a malicious way. It was a more positive way he was using that. And in that sense, obviously, this became a cover story for them that, oh, yeah, she's going with me because she's indebted to me. And Hollow said the same thing to Amanti. And Amanti, he's now like, oh, I'm going to. I guess from a third person's perspective, I guess that makes sense. But at the same time, like, I'm baffled at the way he was like, oh, I'm confident that, like, what? Right, okay, this is actually pretty, I don't know what to call it. Okay, let's see. Night of the festival and misaligned gear. Oh, Mr. Batos, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he wouldn't take that very admirable method. What, he's like, oh, so he's some skeletons in his closet. Hmm. Like, Lawrence did say that. No, that's not what she's saying. Lawrence, come on. Yeah. Yeah, but he's confident that Hollow's going to. Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously, like. What? Yeah. Oh boy. Doesn't it? Wow, she's like, you know what's going to happen, so that means you're cunning. Yeah, I was just saying that he saw like so many people there, so as a merchant, it's going to be. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. No, like, yeah, but that's fine. Exactly. I was saying that it's fine to be cringe. Wow. Ears go down. Oh boy. Right. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. What? Okay. Tch. Yeah. 200 alien tax ledgers. Okay. 800 trillion. Some secret savings and yeah. Gambling. Okay. Rabbit race. Oh. Hmm. Oh, they might. He might use that. Another challenge. Hmm. Tch. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oh, Lord, realize something. She's like, yeah. You know what? Hmm. Oh, yeah. Maybe he's too confident. Hmm. Third son of a rich family. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. True. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. I doubt that. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, I see. Oh, over there on top? Right. Yeah, that'll help. Sure. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Oh, this is like that. Damn. Okay. Hmm. Oh my gosh, she's drunk. Oh boy. You're already drunk. Or is she not? She's sleepy probably. Alright. Mark. Right. Maybe something happened. Oh. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. Hmm. Not sure. Was it? Hmm. She's sad that the time, like, because Lawrence said that, oh, you can then go alone from here or something. He said. So the more, like, I guess it's a conflicting emotion. She wants to go there, but at the same time, she's like, hmm, right. I'll leave it be. Hmm. Made a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jill. Okay. Pyrite. Oh, right. Interesting. Official rumor, yeah, but it's suspicious. Hmm. Some other town left after his. Right. Oh god. It's probably 200. Oh my god. So this is his trump card. So this is his trump card. What? Oh my god. Yeah, like it's like 270%. 300. So it's going to increase if, even after more, even after this. still not over. Merchant's parents said running out of buying it. Yeah, but I don't know. No, 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 no. I don't like this. Oh no, I don't like this. You know why? If it drops, starts dropping somehow. I don't know. Hmm. What's happening? What? Yeah, she can. Oh yeah, because oh yeah, because she said that her place Yoitsu is. Yeah, but no, but that won't be her home anymore. It's just. Yeah, and he was probably trying wanted to confirm that it's true or not. Come on, that's not what he. What? Yeah. What? No, she. Okay, she's completely misunderstanding this. She didn't. He didn't know it at that time. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Oh my God. Oh no no no. Oh boy. Well. Oh wait, is that the? No. Wait. What? Okay. Wait a minute. What happened there? What is that? It's a letter, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So today's episode. Everything was going pretty well, but then in the end, like that whole thing, like Hollow realized that Yoitsu is destroyed, and she took it in a now this situation. I feel like nobody's really at fault here, like because like for Hollow, like I think no, you know what? It's wrong to say nobody's at fault. I would like to say that both of them have a little bit of fault, both of them in both of their sides. The first big fault, or the misunderstanding that's making Hollow think like this, is the fact that Lawrence, if you remember, said before that, oh, I can take you up until Nyohira, then you can go there on your own, can you not? Now, like, I could understand, like, that was just he didn't really mean anything by it. He just said that, oh, I can take you up until there, you can just go there, can you not, on your own? And like a very normal way. He didn't mean anything deep by it, or think that, oh, I don't need you anymore, or that's it, good riddance. None of that he was thinking. It was just something like, oh, I can drop you over there, you can go up until that point on your own, can you not? And obviously Hollow took it in a wrong way, and like Lawrence then was like, oh no, like I didn't really mean like that wasn't what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say that, oh, I can take you up until Nohira, then you can go there and I'll stay there, then you can come back. But the damage has been done, up until that point. Obviously, you can say that, oh, like Hollow should have understood that's not what Lawrence meant. Yeah, that's true, but at the same time you have to realize that Hollow has been, the whole, her being a long-lived creature, she has went through a lot of meetings and goodbyes, and this has been happening day after day. So even though it's pretty obvious to understand that Lawrence didn't mean it like that, and I'm sure she herself realizes that, but there's that part of her that is afraid of being alone, which is why she always ends up thinking of the worst case scenario. That's why even if her mind is like I'm saying that, oh no, that's not what Lawrence meant, her heart is probably not accepting it because of her because of her going through this situation over and over again, like keep going, moving forward even though your loved ones are dying, that kind of thing. So it's something like that. Her her heart couldn't accept it in that sense. So that was the first problem. Lawrence just saying that extremely casually like that was the first problem. Then we obviously, the fact that here you can see Lawrence is like, Hollow's like, oh, couldn't you just tell Amati that no, I am, I'm okay with it, I don't want to make any challenge or bet with you, I don't want 1020 coins, I'm fine with Hollow, I don't take this bet. At which Lawrence was like, oh no, I couldn't really say that because there's a lot of people there, obviously. He's a merchant and he had to take it in. But Hollow was like, come on, really, just because of that. And she said something about being an adult and being a good, a proper mature. She kind of makes distinctions between. I'm going to go to that part and talk about that part as well. That was a very interesting part as well, the way Hollow kind of explained that. Yeah. So, and then she said, and Lawrence Hollow said that I would have been happier if you actually said that no, I don't want to take any bets, it's fine. At which Lawrence said oh, even if you are debt free, I'm going to give you back the amount that you want from it. Your debt will be cleared out, and then you're free. Then I have full confidence in you that you're going to do the correct thing. At which Hollow's like, oh, you have that much confidence? Why, or something like that, she said. At which Lawrence is like, oh no, not confidence, it's belief. I believe in you. Which obviously Hollow was laughing, and it is true. I also saw it in the similar way. She has enough, what can I say, faith in Hollow and he knows that even if she becomes debt free, she cannot, she will not go with him. She will continue the journey with Lawrence. He has that confidence in Hollow. True. But you know what, Lawrence didn't realize? He forgot, and he didn't realize that the debt is actually a chain that's connecting Hollow to Lawrence, which is something that at this point of time Hollow needs. Without a chain like that binding him to Lawrence, we saw here, she said that herself, that couldn't you think of the debt as a connection between us, that even after having a debt, I'm that whole part that she says, that is literally what the situation is. In this type of situation where Hollow's already feeling sad and afraid of the fact that her and Lawrence's connection is going to get cut as soon as he finds out Hira and that place Lenos or something like that, and he's going to go on his own journey and leaving Hollow alone, and she doesn't want that. That is already in her head. It's eating at her and troubling her. So the debt was the only thing that she could fall, she could take refugee in, and she would be like, oh, it's fine, I still have a debt with Lawrence, he's not going to let me go alone, he's going to stay with me. The debt in this situation was a positive thing, at least for Hollow at this point of time. In this mental state, the chain was a positive thing for her. So now that this situation has come in, she's thinking that, oh, the chain will be broken, a connection will be gone, he'll have no more reason to stay with me and go along with me, I'll be alone once again. And that is the problem. This situation, at least in this type of a mental state, removing the debt became something that made Hollow even more scared. Now, I'm not saying that, the debt, that's why the debt is a good thing. No, it's not. She does need to overcome it. She needs to overcome it up until a point where she'll be confident and comfortable with herself, and she'll have enough confidence and and belief in Lawrence to think that, oh, it's fine, we will be together and we will move on our journey together. There's no need for any debt or any kind of chain which is binding me to him. Even if there's no chain, even if I'm free, he will keep going along with me. That thing. And as I said, journeying alone, being alone, loneliness is a big thing for Hollow, because she has gone through that multiple times. So even if it is some kind of a chain connecting her and Lawrence, she wants that at this point of time. But like I said, obviously, it is important for her to overcome that, so that she's confident in herself and Lawrence to say that it's fine. We will keep being together. I have that amount of belief and faith in you. But she's still not at that point. That is why she asked that question in the end, where she said, what am I to you? Unless and until Lawrence answers that question, she'll keep being she'll keep being what do you call that? What's that word? She'll keep having these doubts in her head, and it's going to affect her whole thing. So it's a tricky situation here. It's a very tricky situation, and that is why and there was also this is the last thing that was still letting her keep her composure, which is that, oh, Yoitsu is still there, I have a place to go back. As soon as she read the letter and realized that Yoitsu is gone, she realized the one place she had left to go back is also gone. So now she's like, oh no, Lawrence is going to get rid of me, the debt won't be there to protect me, I'll be free, Yoitsu is gone, I'm all alone. What am I supposed to do? And obviously, thinking about it like that, her head went in the wrong direction, and she started blaming Lawrence and saying that, oh, you knew everything, didn't you? You knew that Yoitsu's gone, and you said all of those things to me just to see me squirming and being happy, you just have having fun at my expense. Obviously, I don't think she meant any of that. It's just that at that point of that situation, it made her say stuff that she herself never wanted to say. Sometimes that happens when you're too emotionally vulnerable or too angry or something. You sometimes say words that you don't mean to, and you realize later that what the hell was I doing? Why did I say that? I in no way do I think like that, but it's the part of me, the weak part of me, that made me say that. It's the weak part of Hollow that, even though she definitely knows that Lawrence wouldn't say something like that, it was a weaker part of her that said all of those things that she never meant to. Sometimes it happens. I can understand that. But the situation is very messy. That's why I'm saying, in a way, nobody's really at fault here. But at the same time, both of them had their own, situations that they needed to deal with and properly communicate. The problem is communication. If both of them properly communicated, if Lawrence said that, what, it's fine, even if it's okay, you can see he's very, what's that word, he's very like when he says, oh, I'm going to take you there, this and that, he's very vague about his and Hollow's relationship. He's very vague about it, which makes Hollow even more insecure. And for Hollow, I feel like the problem lied in the fact that she, again, communication problem. I feel like they needed to sit down and talk and be like, oh, this is the situation, I think about this like this, what do you think about it, or something like that. But then again, it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation. That's it. So yeah, there you go. And let's see, okay, so that was the big discussion that I wanted to do. And yeah, so basically that's what's going on. Her bond with Lawrence up until now, which is very vague. Lawrence never talks about it. Hollow also doesn't bring anything about it. So in her head, the debt was something that was connecting her to him. And now that the debt is going to go, she's like, yeah, Lawrence doesn't need me anymore. Not only that, Yoitsu is gone as well. So she's also like, I don't have any place to go back. So in her head, she's like, I'm all alone. So that's what's going on. And it's just, so yeah, so the whole situation, this whole situation would have gone in a very better way. In Lawrence's head, he envisioned it in going in a certain way, which would have gone that way if a few of the other situation was okay. For example, if Hollow was confident, and if Hollow didn't have any type of complex about this whole situation, and she didn't fear that Lawrence is going to get rid of her, if she didn't have any of those, if she was also confident in the situation, and if Yoitsu was fine, it was not destroyed or anything, I feel like this whole situation would have gone in a very different direction. I'm sure Amati would be able to gather up the funds. He probably would have given that to Lawrence. Lawrence would be like, all right, debt cleared, Hollow, you're free. And Hollow would be like, I'm free, but I want to go with you. There you go. Over. Whole thing would have concluded like that if the situation was a bit different. However, now that this is all going on here, all like that, it's not going in that direction. Hollow's fearful of the fact that Lawrence is going to not keep journeying with her, while Lawrence was confident in Hollow, as she said. But then again, as Hollow said, why couldn't you just say that I don't want to take any type of challenge? Hollow, I just want to keep journeying with Hollow, and didn't take the challenge in the first place. So yeah, it's a very yeah, okay. Now there's another thing I want to talk about here, the pyrite situation. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if I understood it properly, but as far as I could understand, basically, obviously pyrite isn't as costly as gold, but the fortune teller came here and sold most of the things and just left, and now the pyrite is going off for a high price of 300 coins or something, which is 300 times more than it's originally priced at. So, and it's going more and more up, the more and more, so that's what's going on. So the ladies here, they're telling oh, I want this, and I'm guessing their husbands or like the other people, they're like buying it for them, and the more it's like getting sold off, the more and more the price is increasing, and the demand increases more and more. So that's why it's increasing like highly. Now here's the thing, what I could understand from the situation is that Amati is going to take advantage of that. Amati is going to take advantage of that, and I'm assuming he already has a good stock of pyrite with him. So he's probably going to sell that off for a huge amount. And is that how he's going to get back the remaining money? I think so. Now, you know what the problem is? For a moment, I was like, okay. Lawrence was also lamenting. He was like, oh no, like while we were like dancing around, as a merchant, this would have been such a great opportunity for me to invest my money and get a big like payback from it. So yeah, but I am a little bit scared of the fact that he's saying like, oh, still there's time. I feel like something's going to go wrong extremely bad. Like I feel like he's going to buy everything with high cost, and something's going to happen, and the cost will drop so low that he's going to go at a loss completely. Like this whole pirate thing, obviously, it's kind of like it's kind of like the stock market. I'm guessing basically, it's just the like, and I guess in that sense, everything is like in a way like the how it like the price goes up and then goes down. So for now, the price is going up, and yeah, Lawrence was right. If he invested in it from the very beginning, he could have been able to make a good amount of profit. But I'm scared about the fact that now that it has gone up for a while, if he buys it at a high price now and suddenly it goes into like lowers down, he's going to go at a loss now. And I feel like it's like something like that is going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. But as soon as he said that, oh, I can, there's still time, I was like, no, don't do it. Because if something happens, because think about it, technically, the price of pyrite is not that high. It's going high for now. Who knows, something might happen and it goes back to its original price. What then? You bought it with such a high amount, and now your pyrite is worth nothing to you. Then what? You'll be on a whole ass, like completely you'll be at loss. And I feel like something like that might happen in the next episode. And I feel like then Amati would come in and he'd be like, oh, yeah, 1,000 coins, take it. And Lawrence, since he'll be at debt and probably at a loss, he will have to take that money for him to financially recover. Like, I feel like something like that is going to happen. Like, it kind of reminds me of like the whole armor situation that happened. It's not the same, but it's kind of I'm just, my head is going in that direction. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or if it's something else is going to happen. Who knows? But I feel like it's like now at least it's a bad idea to invest, because like I feel like if the pyrite was that high, like if the original pyrite was that high, then it would have been fine to invest. The original price of pyrite is not that high, so I feel like any time it can drop to back to its original price, or maybe it might drop even further. Like, I don't know, something like that. Like, and here's the thing, there's another way I think it might go extremely wrong. Like, here's the reason why, like, the price might drop suddenly. Like, just think about it. When something's demand increases and supply is limited, the price increases. There's not enough. A lot of people are trying to buy it. Price increases more and more. Now, if the demand becomes low, and the supply, the amount of supply is high, if the demand is low, price will drop hard. So what I think is going to happen is there's a big possibility that for now the demand is high, so the price is increasing more and more and more. And why is the demand high? Because I think maybe people doesn't really understand this is pyrite. They're thinking that this is like some kind of gold or something, because that's how they trick them. So if that is why the price is going up, some way or the other, if someone gets to realize that, wait a minute, this ain't that expensive, what the hell is this? This isn't even gold. As soon as that happens and that rumor starts circulating, people will become like, what the hell? I got scammed. They'll try to sell it. As soon as people start selling it, supply will increase and there won't be enough demand for it. As soon as supply increases and demand falls, the price will drop. And as soon as, like, I don't know, this is at least how I think it might happen. If price drops, then it's over. If Lawrence had bought it and he didn't get enough time to sell it, the price is completely down now, and now he's at a loss. I feel like that is one way this can happen, because this is how I see it. At least I'm assuming everyone is buying it at such high prices because they don't know it's like, they think it's like some expensive metal or something, like gold or something. But when they realize this pyrite isn't really that expensive, everyone would probably try to sell it off. And as soon as people start selling it off, demand will increase extremely. Demand will go down extremely, supply will become extremely high because people are just selling it off. And that's why price will drop more and more and more and more and more. And it might go in the negative as well, or something like that. I don't know, like I have no idea. This is like economic things, like these type of things. I have no idea. This is at least how I see it, and I can see it going extremely wrong in this direction. Let's wait and see for the next episode how this goes. And and that was today's episode. Basically, there was a nice little like I said, the whole first part was very nice. Like they went off, had a little dance in the festival and all that, and but by the end of it, you can see that how it goes wrong completely, because Hollow is now like, no, Yoitsu's gonna have no place to go, and like it's just, and now she's like misunderstanding, or her heart is not like listening to herself. She's like, oh no, you knew it from the very beginning. But obviously Lawrence didn't know any of it. He knew of it very recently. So that's the thing. So it's just, okay. And there you go, that was today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, you can see Amati challenging Lawrence, and Amati's like, oh, like this is like a contract that I'm going to pay you how much, 1,000, I think. Okay, this is my declaration. Repay the debt that weighs upon thin shoulders of traveling nun. Once she gains her freedom, profess my sincere affection. Okay, no, how much did he said? Wait a minute. I want to use my status and assets to give her wings of freedom. This guy is, who does he think he is? I wish to use my status and assets to give her the wings of freedom. Yeah, okay. Sure, kid. Like, he seems extremely full of himself. I don't like it. I really don't like his attitude. Like, like I said, who does he think he is? Like he thinks he's some hero. He has some hero complex or something. What's happening here? But I guess in a way, like I can just imagine Lauren Hollow probably like you saw how she jokes around most of the time. She probably did the same with him and like exaggerated the whole thing, and that's why maybe he's just, oh god, this is not good. Okay, and here Lawrence says like she might not quit being my traveling companion, even if the debt is gone, and he's like, oh, of course, but I'm confident. What confident? You met him for her from one day, like. Oh lord, this is like full delusion mode. I feel like, oh god, this is actually pretty. Yeah, he has a whole ass hero complex, and I think that Hollow probably exaggerated the whole situation, joking around, and like she usually does, and that probably also affected his whole this whole situation, but he definitely has a hero complex. He's like, oh, I'm going to save you with my assets, and I'm going to give you the wings of freedom. And when Lawrence is like, oh, how are you confident she's going to travel? He's like, oh, I'm confident. Where does that come from? You met her yesterday, dude. What the hell? Hello? Are you okay? Bro, he's talking as if he has known Hollow from, I don't know, his childhood or something. Like, I'm confident. Oh Lord. Okay, where I cannot find that part. The amount of money. Okay, so he reads the contract. 1020 silver coins. There you go. That's the money that they're going to get. And everyone's like betting now, and Lawrence is like, oh, it's fine, guys. You know, like, I have confidence that she's not going to. She's still going to keep traveling with me. And everyone's like, ooh, kind of like, you know, making like noises. And everyone starts betting on Lawrence and like Amati and all that happens. So there you go. Yeah, you know what? This kid is weird. Like, weird in that sense that, first of all, like I said, he has a whole ass hero complex. And the way he's saying all of that, like, I think I can understand a little bit. Is probably because of the fact that Hollow probably exaggerated the whole situation. That's making him act like this. But at the same time, the fact that he's like, oh, I'm confident, bro, you just got to see her yesterday. Like, what are you on about? Where did this confidence come from? Like, you're talking as if you have known her for like 10 years or something. Like, I'm confident. Right. Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, so after that, you know, like, Lawrence goes back and Hollow is like, he talks to Hollow, and this is where Hollow says like, oh, like, you know, you're confident. How are you, you know, like what's happening? And at which Lawrence is like, it's not that I'm confident, but I believe in you. I know you're going to do the correct thing. And this is where Hollow talks about maturity and, you know, I think like doing the correct thing or something like that. Okay, here we go. Keeping your composure after weighing the odds on a favorable gamble is mere cunning. So she says, it's not that it's like, you know, you have confidence or you believe in me. You just weighed the odds and you knew this was going to go in that direction and you gambled on it. It's mere cunning, you know. And that is not what it means to be truly mature. And so according to Hollow, maturity, or like, you know, like in this situation would have been like rejecting this proposal and be like, no, I don't want to bet on this in the first place. What Lawrence did, according to Hollow, isn't really belief or confidence, it's cunningness. And, you know, something like that, she says, I think. And Lawrence kind of realizes that she is kind of right, because Lawrence knew, like, weighing the odds, he realized that, yeah, this is going to work. You know, so there you go. Here we go. And this is what Lawrence Hollow says. For instance, would not refusing to accept Amati's contract also be admirable act? I was literally saying that when Amati was giving the contract, I was like, just deny it. But then I realized everyone's looking at them, and I'm like, oh no, I feel like Lawrence is not going to do that because of that. And that's exactly what happened. And Hollow immediately realized that and said that here. You know, wouldn't it also be an admirable act to refuse it? And Lawrence is like, no, that's... And she's like, yeah, I can understand. I'm sure you took a look around to determine whether it be shameful or to do so or not. You know, yeah. Try to imagine how I would feel about the situation. I cannot believe you even considered accepting such a contract. There you go. I wish to be always with Lawrence. Even if a debt is something that connects us two together. There you go. This line, like I said, this is a very big key point. This is exactly how Hollow thinks of the situation. The debt as something that connects them together. Because Lawrence never made it clear. As she asks in the end, who am I to you? You know, tell me, come on. So, because of the whole situation is so, like, vague, she, you know, this debt for her is a positive thing. It's something that connects her to Lawrence. So, breaking that debt is making Hollow feel as if he wants to get rid of her. So, that kind of thing. But still, you can see she keeps his composure here, just because this in her, at the back of her head, she still thinks that, oh, Yoitsu's there. You know, if I'm like completely alone, I can go to Yoitsu, my hometown. That was like the only last bastion of, you know, like something that she was making her keep her composure here. At this point, if she knew that Yoitsu is gone, she wouldn't have reacted this calmly about this, I feel like. You know, she would have broken down if she realized that the debt is gone, because the only connection is gone now. The fact that she didn't know about Yosu probably made her keep her calm even in this situation. Okay. I could not accept such a bond when broken. Okay. Here we go. But Lawrence says, but whether that's more mature thing to do isn't certain. Such actions would overflow with reckless youth. Though the words would make me happy, it would also make me want to barf a little. So basically, Lawrence is like, but that's cringe. Like in a more modern way, Lawrence is basically saying that. Lawrence is like, come on, that's cringe. Like, who's gonna do that? And I was like, yeah, I can understand. That might be cringe, but it would still make me happy. Here we go. When you think about it, both being a good male and good adult may be a contradiction in itself. A good male has a childish side to him. There you go. As she said, that would have made me happy. It would have been a little bit cheesy, and but it would make me happy. And that is what a good, adult is. A good adult is cowardly. What would the wise old Wolf Hollow do was both a good woman and a good adult? I would accept it with a smile. Of course, once I accept the contract and return to the inn, I would quietly come forward silently like this and lower my eye. Her ears drop. I love how, this is one thing I really love about this. The attention to detail the animators give on Hollow's ears. It's I love that. Her ears are highly animated, every single time. Right. Okay, anyways. Okay, so that was that. Now they go outside and, and hear his friend, and he's like, oh, what's happening? Why have you brought her outside after all the stuff that is going on? And Lawrence says, come on, if I keep her back back, people will even say worse things about me. They'll be like, oh, I'm using that debt as a, and I'm imprisoning her or something like that. So yeah. And he asks oh, how, in reality, what's going on? And Hollow says here, again, I'm pretty sure she said, you can see how she exaggerates in a joking manner most of the time. I'm 100% sure she did the same in front of Amati, and Amati took everything seriously. Here, and that is what it is, this is why Lawrence called him a kid. Yeah, that is true. He took everything with face value. However, you can see this guy here, Lawrence's friend, he realized, and he's laughing. He's like, okay, I could see that the one who's shackled is not you, it's actually Lawrence. But I guess in Amati's defense, you could probably say that Amati has no idea who Lawrence is. He's a stranger to him. But this guy is Lawrence's friend, so he knows what type of a person Lawrence is. So even Hollow, when she said something like that, he was like, I know, she's joking. Lawrence is not like that. So in Amati's defense, I guess you could say that. The fact he took everything in face value is probably because he doesn't know Lawrence himself. And there's also a part of him that tries to play the hero, his whole hero complex, you can see. So that probably also affected him, and he was like, oh no, I need to save this person, and that whole thing. So yeah. Anyways. So here Lawrence asks his friend that, oh, what is there gambling thing, because he from the calculation he knows that Amati has 800, so where else will he get the other 200 from? And he's like, is there gambling things going on here, and he's like, oh, there's cards, dice, rabbit races, but not enough to gather the necessary amount, so there must be something else going on, so they're he's like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, and here he says oh, so what's really going on? Hollow comes in and she's like, in this world many questions are difficult to answer openly, even if there is an answer. And then she says just like how where's that part? For instance, the mixture quality of this flour. She's like, yeah, you better keep quiet. Don't ask questions. Otherwise, I have a few of my questions that I can ask. So, better not ask anything. I'm also not going to ask you anything. That's why Hollow was like, talking to that kid. That kid probably told her a few of the things. I doubt the kid like exposed the secrets, but Hollow's too smart. She probably immediately realized what's happening. And she deduced the mixture is a bit iffy. Anyways. Okay, so here we get to know a little bit more about Amati. Like when Lawrence is like, he's not going to use any dirty tactic or connections because he's like the third child of a rich family, and he wanted to get out of their brother's shadow, so he went off on his own, gathered a lot of money and things, and there you go. And that's why he's so yeah. Anyways, Lawrence is like, but I don't care. I'm going to use every single connection I have. So there you go. And then there was like a noise, and at first they thought it was a shepherd, but no, it was like a horn to like commence the beginning of the festival. So they go to that place. Lawrence takes Hollow up towards like a building on top so that she can properly see. And then the festival was happening. Like there was like straw, things, and then like they took wine and splashed it on them. Then they started dancing, had a little bit of wine, and Hollow's loving it, and Hollow's like, come on, let's dance. And he and Lawrence dances over there. And yeah, I'm guessing after that she drank a lot and she got drunk. Lawrence took her to like the inn, and then someone knocks on the door, and Mark, that's his name, his friend's name. Mark has sent a letter to go and meet him. So Lawrence was going to leave, at which Hollow's like, oh, what's that letter you have? It smells of a woman. And she kind of like joked around. He's like, oh, it's a very beautiful person. Right. And in the end, he ends up explaining everything. He's like, Yoichi should be in the southwest of Nyohira, and the east of Lenos. I'm trying to get more information. That's where I'm going. I have more questions to ask her. And more she's realizing, more and more she's understanding that, oh, they're close to their destination. And it's a conflicting emotion for Hollow because she's also realizing that Lawrence might leave her. Anyways, and this is also making her more, I guess you could say moody over here, because she again says like, where are you going? With that letter in your hand. And Lawrence is like, okay, I keep this letter. Lawrence thought she cannot read, so he left the letter over there. Now, what the problem with this scene is? Lawrence talks about Yoitsu over here, but at this point of time, Lawrence does know that Yoitsu has been destroyed. So this is probably what triggered Hollow's reaction later. She said like, oh, back then you were talking as if Yoitsu is still there, but Yoitsu is destroyed. If that's the case, you knew this from the very beginning and you were just having fun at my expense. However, like we all know, I'm pretty sure Lawrence didn't say anything to Hollow. Number one, because he knew that Hollow would just be concerned about it. And number two, Lawrence himself wasn't sure about it. Yeah, he got to know from Diana, I think that was her name, that Yoitsu has been destroyed. But it's, as he says, it's just story, legends. People doesn't know. So unless and until he confirms it, saying he didn't want to tell that to Hollow. He wanted to confirm it at first then. That's why over here, he doesn't really mention anything about Yoitsu, even though the whole topic is brought up. But Hollow takes it in a wrong way, because he never mentioned anything. And I can understand, I can understand that's probably what Lawrence thought about that situation at that point. He didn't want to mention it unless and until he can confirm it. But anyways, he leaves there, he goes to Mark and, talks to him. And this is where he gets to know the whole pyrite situation, the increasing amount, the price is increasing. They're normally about 10 Elliot coins. So 100, 270. Wait, did I just say 300%? No, it's way more. I don't know why I thought it was 100 coins. It was 10 coins. So that means it's even more. That is some insane amount of increase in money. Okay, I think I misread this part, or maybe I didn't properly register in my head. I thought it was 100. No, it's 10. From 100, if it goes to 300, then it's 300%. Yeah, but it went from 10 to 300%. So it's like 3000% or something like that. That is absolutely insane, man. Like, just imagine how much, oh my god, that is crazy. I just realized it. It's not 300%, it's way more than that. Okay, so yeah, this is where like Mark says everything, and Mark says like how the whole thing is increasing, that money is increasing day by day, more people are buying it and all that. And Lawrence is like, when did this happen? And he says like, oh, it's like in the morning. And this is why I think Mark said that I was able to cash in on this whole situation on myself. Lawrence is like, god damn it, like if I knew it, I could have gained a lot of money using this as well. Anyways, but this is where Mark says like, oh, you can still invest in it now. And this is what I'm not actually like, like I'm not actually comfortable with. Like I said, I feel like something's going to go wrong. If Lawrence decides to invest in it now, he's going to spend a lot of money now. And if somehow it comes out that, oh, this is not really that worth, people are going to sell it. And if people start selling it, the price will drop. And if the price drops, Lawrence will be at loss. And like I said, I feel like if he goes into so much loss, that like Amati might use that situation and be like, here we go, the coins, take it. And and Lawrence will be forced to take that money because he's in debt. I don't know, if it goes in that direction, it'll be very bad. But like I said, I'm not really sure if it might go in that direction, but there's a possibility that something like that might happen. I'm not really what can I say, like comfortable in seeing Lawrence invest in it now. But let's wait and see. I might be completely wrong. It might just be a complete false alarm, but let's wait and see. Next, like he talks about all of that, and then he leaves, and then he comes back to Hollow, and this is where Hollow realized, he realized that Hollow can read, and Hollow's like, so Nyohira, so like Yoitsu is gone. And Lawrence tries to say here that, oh, I was just going to confirm it and then I'm going to tell you, but Hollow's not listening. Up until now, everything that happened, like it's stacked up more, and now she has lost the final thing that she had. So she's like now like, oh, like, nah, man, you knew about it. And I'm sure, like I said, like she understands that Lawrence would never do anything like that, but her heart is not like, she cannot, she just said a few things that she herself probably didn't want to say. And she like said like, oh, you were just having fun at my expense, this and that. And when she's like, I don't have anyone, and Lawrence is like, oh, I am here, at which she's like, no, stop it. And then she directly asks like, who am I to you, like, can you answer that question? You cannot. Yeah, so then she also talks about like making a kid. And then Lawrence is like, come on, stop it, like, and she's just like, like completely like yeah, completely just like going off on the whole situation. And her mental like situation is very, yeah. And she, in the end, she says like, this is also the reason why from the very beginning you never were flustered, were you, when the whole situation with the debt situation came in, the whole contract with Amati came in. Yeah, you thought 1,000 silver coins would be worth the loss. Did you not? Okay, yeah, in the end, okay, this part, something happens. It's so dark, I cannot make out what happened. Hollow goes off and goes back to her bed. Lawrence looks down. Oh, he looks at the letter. Okay, so you see how he, like, his face changes completely. I think he probably, like, something written in there. Like, obviously, it's probably written that Yoitsu is destroyed or something like that. That's how she got to know that, in the first place. Must be something else written which Lawrence doesn't know. Otherwise, why did his face change that much? He looks at it, his face changes, and he comes outside. And he, like, yeah, he just scrunches up the paper. That's where it ended. And there you go. That was today's episode. Yeah, things aren't really in a good situation. But let's see. Let's see what happens next episode. I feel like it's going to go down from here. You know why? Because, like I said, the whole pirate situation is a bit fishy now. I don't like it. If Lawrence tries to invest in it and it goes into loss, that'll be a more disaster. Oh god. But let's see how this goes. And oh boy. Yeah. And there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode 16 of Spice and Wolf. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Spice and Wolf. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.